Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 1st of September. It's the start of a new month. Today is a day of wonders and delights as far as mods are concerned. I didn't do a mod review yesterday. Well, I did, sort of, but it wouldn't upload. I'm having some problems with YouTube at the moment. My Let's Play video I posted at midday and it processed to HD about 10:30 that evening. Don't know why. The mod review just would not process. I tried everything. So unfortunately, no mod review for yesterday. Today's, fingers crossed this is going to process. If it does, you'll be watching this. If it doesn't, you won't, and you won't have heard any of this anyway. So, the updates are as follows. From the top left, the map New Bartelshagen by Atze VR, the map Fichtelberg by Spezi 2.0 Modding and Desperados 93, the Massey Ferguson 265 by KZmodding, the New Holland 8066 by Blue King, the Massey Ferguson 8600 by Mert, the Valtra A4 Series Brazil by Farm Centro Sul Pedro Azevedo and Jean Cardoso, the Scooter by Cowstan 18, the S014 by Listy U, and the Controllable Weight Attacher Joint by KRKZ Modding. Now that one may seem like it's new. Part of the update for that last one was changing its name. It was previously called the ACS Weight Pack. So part of the update is calling it that now. It's the Controllable Weight Attacher Joint. Those have all been updated today. In front of me then, we've got the Farm Supply Pack by the Lort. This is 2.95 megabytes download and consists of a large selection of pallets and a large selection of bags. This the wonders and delights start already. This is quite incredible. If we go across to our objects and go to big bags, I know they're not big bags, but they are 50 to buy each, and each one is 100 litres. And you can buy barley, canola, chaff, maize, oats, potatoes, soybean, sunflower, wheat, silage, straw. That's it. There wasn't a hay one, was there? In individual bags, if you want to do individual bags. But if you want to do pallets, go to pallets. Now, look at the price and look at the quantity. 1,000 for 5,000 litres. Each pallet is a 5,000 litre pallet for 1,000. You can buy barley, canola. I mean, if you want to buy this for feed, for pigs or whatever, this is a really cheap alternative. Chaff, maize, oats, maize being corn, oats, potato, soybean, sunflower, wheat, silage, and straw. 1,000 for 5,000 litres. Each of the bags is one slot. Each of the pallets is two slots. Obviously, once you've used them, those slots disappear. So they're kind of hollow slots, as it were. I've got a sunflower, I've got a maize, and I've got a canola one. That's quite incredible. And just, I thought I'd better check because I tend to use the big bag hander, the CSZ one, which doesn't give you the capacity. But if I go under there, look, 5,000 litres, and that cost me £1,000. So, can you be a little bit naughty with this? Absolutely you can. If you've got a really good price on your map for sunflower, for example, you pick up one of these for 1,000 with 5,000 litres on it. If that's paying over 1,000 for 1,000 litres, you've made £5,000. I mean, the maths is all there. So there you go. That's the Farm Supply Pack by the Lort. 2.95 megabytes download. That's quite incredible. Very impressive stuff. Moving on. We have this. This is the Wayside Cross. This is by Landbauer. It is 2.35 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. You will find it under placeables and decoration. It's 3,500 to buy. You often find these by the sides of roads, entrances to woodlands, various different places like that. Depending on whereabouts in the world you are, of course. But that's the Wayside Cross. Really nicely detailed as well. With all the weathering and texture and stuff on it. That may be something you're into and something you want to place. That's entirely up to you. The Wayside Cross by Landbauer. Next, we've got the Tunnel Sheep House. It's by Curato or Curato Farms. 7.91 megabytes download. 8 slots on console. This will house 65 sheep. That's where your wall pallets will spawn. This is your dialog box just here. Actually, there is lighting just inside. Switch that. Ah, now. That was the lighting, wasn't it? Yeah. Gate will open here. Gate will open here. Should you wish to. Gate will open to the side as well, so if you want to get larger vehicles in. Now, the feed trough is all the way in here. So, I mean, you can get larger lorries in. That's how I filled it up, using the side one there, which is wonderful. However, I can't get the water trough to work. I've tried 3 different water tankers. I've used the standard in-game one. I've used a couple of modded ones. I can't find a trigger at all to fill the water. I did look because there's a pipe there, and I thought maybe you need to turn it on, or there's something like that. I can't find anything there, and I can't find a water trigger either. So I can't fill up with water, unfortunately, at the moment, which seems to be a bit of a drawback because they won't process or produce anything until they've got water. Anyway, you'll find this under placeables and animal pens. It is 60,000 to buy. We'll hold 65. I'm assuming it's going to get an update. I didn't just rely on the fact that maybe it wouldn't use modded tankers or containers for the water. That's why I use the standard in-game one as well, and I just can't get that trigger to work. So yeah, possibly an update for this one. The Tunnel Sheep House by Curato Farms. Next, we have got the GOWEIL TDD Double Bale Transport Spike. This is by Adub Modding, ABP Team and Blacksheep Modding. 1.36 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. That's it. We can have a look at it in a bit more detail in just a second. It will hold 2 round bales or 1 square. Now you could potentially put, if you've got 2 stacked, 3 might be pushing it. You might get away with it, but obviously without the ability to strap them down, they could fall off. So I mean, whilst it will do 1, maybe you could get away with doing more than 1. What we'll do is jump in. I've got on the front one first. So what we'll do is L1 the circle, lowers the rig. We should be able to back off, and the bales will come off. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. The bales will come off. Now, L1, R1 and right stick side to side puts the spike cover back down, which enables you to transport up and down the road without any worries of hurting anybody, skewering anybody or anything else as you go. But be warned, if you put your bales on and then try to put that back down, it pushes the bales off. So that has to remain up once you've got bales on it. Without bales on it, you put that down, and away you go. There's no intermediate adjustment for raising and lowering. It's raised, lower, then disconnecting, puts it on the ground, and the same thing. It's exactly the same one. I've just got a square bale on the back one. That's all. So I can lower that down. Drive forward. Same thing. Put that down on the way. Raise it back up, and off you go. Handy bit of kit. Works really well. Nothing seems to be getting stuck or hung up on that. You'll find it under tools, and it was Bale technology. I'm sure it was, not miscellaneous. There you go, the TDD Bale Transport Spike, only 1,500 as well. Slot count will come down from 2 to 1. It's not particularly high anyway. There are no options available. You get it just as it is. That's by Adub Modding, ABP Team and Blacksheep Modding. Moving on, we've got these. Where have you been all my life? Anyway, this is the Trans Tank 120 48 TC pack by Rowdy Christie 1 VSR Modding Sir. 16.33 megabytes download. These are 8 slots each. So the 120 48 being that this one here, which is designed to be towed by tractors, but you can, if you've got anything with a tow bar, it might pull it. That's a 48,000 litre liquid tanker. That one is 120,000 litres and takes pretty much everything. I think I've got digestate in at the moment. It will do slurry, digestate, liquid fertiliser, herbicide, water, milk, everything. 120,000 litres. You can see it's filled, you can see it's brown in there. Ugh. That one has got water in it. Well, that does look like it's brown as well, but that's full. Now, you do have the option for trailer hitches. So you can have a standard trailer hitch, which is a pin hitch, or that one, which is a ball hitch, which means you can, because these come with a ball hitch, at least the tractor version does, so you can daisy chain them. Or, if you wanted to, you could use a dolly and you could daisy chain these. Wow, you imagine that. A couple of those daisy chained, 240,000 of these. Craziness. So, these are under tools and miscellaneous. So the Trans Tank 120 and the Trans Tank 48, like I say, there are 8 slots each for the first one. They go down to 1 for anything subsequent after that. Takes pretty much everything. Options are the same on both of these. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, and there are a whole load to choose from. There's standard flat colours, or there's some metallic type colours as well. Weirdly, there's not like galvanised or anything like that. I do think we have a new silver. Where was that one? Did I imagine that? There we go. Ish. But the metallic's all right. Rim colour, we've got the Copper Revolution, stainless steel, aluminium, chrome, polished, and then we go on to the regular colours, so to speak, whatever a regular colour is. Design colour is for the decals, and if you've seen any of the Rowley Christie trailers and things that have been out recently, you'll see why in just a second. We've got the option Trelleborg or Michelin on the tyres. On both those, we've got a standard or a wide option. So decal standard, star, lines, flag, or waves. The attachers, let's say standard. Hang on. Which is a pin hitch, or trailer low, or back off again. So you've got 3 options technically with a pin hitch or with a ball hitch. And the same options are available on the Trans Tank 48. So 120,000 litres, 48,000 litres. And what we'll do is just to, not that I need to prove the point, but, and the price, I didn't even talk about the prices, did I? Prices are ridiculous, really low. You probably already saw. If you want to go back, you can always pause it and have a quick look, but yeah. There we go. Combined 168,000 litres all up. Now you're going to need a bit of horsepower to pull this, obviously, and be a little bit careful depending on what map you're on, but there we go. Not bad size capacity tankers from Rowley Christie 1 VSR modding, sir. Next we've got the Massey Ferguson. This is the 3105 Phantom. This by KZmodding. It is 8.2 megabytes download, 23 slots on console for the first one. There aren't a huge amount of options available on this one. No opening doors or windows or anything like that. But nicely constructed mod. As you can see. This is under small tractors. 3105, only 38,600. 105 horsepower. Like I say, there aren't many options. Slot count will come down from 23 to 2. We can change the rim colour to anything on that palette. We've got the options of some standard colours and mattes, and then we've got cream, white, and orange. So we go for black matte or yeah. The standard matte, I actually really like the look. It almost looks powder coated. So configuration standard or 260 kilogram weight. Those are the 2 options on the front. Then we've got Trelleborg or Michelin are the 2 options for tyres. Under Trelleborg, we've got standard, wheel weights, narrows, back to standard. Under Michelin, standard or wheel weights. Those are the 2 options. So I say, not many options on it. Horn, beacons, lights. There's that sort of square light, more like a light bar across the back, I guess. First person, nice and tidy. Visibility is pretty good. Yeah, there you go. The Massey Ferguson 3105 Phantom by KZmodding. Moving on from there, we have a mod of a mod, really. This is the John Deere 7R Trike series by GOWEIL. This is 10.08 megabytes download, 49 slots, fairly high in the slot count. Now this is based upon a customised tractor in the real world. Now what it looks to me like, that's Terragator front end, isn't it? So they've taken their John Deere 7 series and gone, okay, we've got a Terragator, let's stick the Terragator front end on the John Deere 7 series, and we've got ourselves a kind of a trike, Terra trike, yeah. Anyway, it looks really cool. 49 slots, I mean it's fairly high, but pretty much zero turn. I mean it's got quite the turning radius seems big because the tyre sits a long way out, but it actually rotates on its axis, as you can imagine, because as that goes around the outside, the back wheels don't move, they just kind of rotate around where they are, so pretty much zero turn. It is under large tractors, 240 grand for the base model, which is pretty good. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, so you can kind of mix it up, and if you want it to look like other vehicles on your farm or leave it as a John Deere, you absolutely can. Glass type 1 or 2, 2 is a slightly darker tint than design standard or hazard light. Now, that comes with a warning, which you'll see in just a moment. The hazard light looks really cool, don't get me wrong, but there's a minor issue with it. So, just be warned on that. You'll see. Wheel setup, we've got standard, wheel weights, wides. If you go for wides, it puts the warning squares on there as well. And then you've got wides and weights, and then rear twins. I mean, look at that for a setup. Will certainly stop it from rolling over and help with compaction, etc. And then back to standard. Then we've got horsepower 269, 290, 305, 332. So for a 332 horsepower tractor, 271 grand with a few modifications here and there. 352, 281 grand, and then back down again. So 352 horsepower is the highest that will go up to. Let's jump in. Horn? No. No. There we go. Horn. Beacons. Now, obviously, I was thinking, well, normally hazard lights instead of beacons, so how do I get those hazard lights to turn on? And if I go onto here, there's not really an option for it. So L1, R1, L1 and R1. Now here's the problem. The beacons only come on when you put the lights on. So the problem is, if you want to use this without the beacon, without the sort of that flashing hazard light on the top, but you want to have your lights on, you can't. Every time you put the lights on, that comes on. So it's a case of, well, you either have it, and every time you put your lights on it does that, or just not have it at all, in which case your lights will operate fine and you won't have that on the top. So unfortunately, that is linked to the lighting on the tractor, which is pretty good, as you can see. Now as far as zero turn goes, let's jump up here, swing it round. See the back tyres rotating on the spot. So the fact it's a fairly long tractor, even in fairly tight fills and stuff, this has got a really good turning circle on it. Really handy, and obviously depending on what you've got on the back of it as well, will make a big difference. We've got nothing for doors, windows or anything like that. First person looks like this, nice and tidy as well, nice and neat, loads going on in here. That's nuts, isn't it? Absolutely nuts. But also incredibly cool at the same time. It's mad what people do, isn't it? Who sits there one day and thinks, I've got an idea, let's stick that front end on that and see what happens. Anyway, there we go. That's the John Deere 7R Trike series by GOWEIL, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. This is one that I've been waiting for since FS19 came out. But not only have I got what I wanted, I've got something more. It's brilliant. I'm going to use this because it's a bit of a combo. when you kind of put it all together. Let's just stop there a second. So the last of the mods for today is this. This is the Quadro Pro Baler Pack by Blacksheep Modding, 15.95 megabytes download. Now, on FS17 we had this. It was the Quadro Pack V. I was never sure whether it was a Roman numeral for Pack 5, but anyway, it was the Quadro Pack V. This went on the back of certain balers that were equipped with a rear hitch. And this will stack 4 square bales, and then you can unload them onto the field. So as you go around, you've got all these stacks of 4, and if you come along, especially with a lot of the different bale grabs and the V grabs and things we've got now, loading stacks of 4 onto a trailer is much quicker and much more efficient than loading them in ones. Obviously, if you're using an auto-load trailer, it may not be as relevant to you, but I've been eagerly anticipating this coming out. So we've got the Quadro Pro Baler. That's 8 slots, but it also comes with the option for 2 balers, because obviously you need a baler that's got a rear trailer hitch, and this comes as part of the pack. There's the standard baler, or there's the Baler Pro as part of this pack. The Baler Pro comes with a 14-metre windrower on it. So in one pass, we can windrow, bale, and stack as we go. That's pretty cool. I do like the look of that. So you'll find these under Tools and Baling Technology. Now the baler itself comes in four flavours, 4 varieties. We have got the Fendt version, the Challenger version, we have got a Massey Ferguson, and we've got a New Holland version of each of these. So you've got the N version, which is the standard for the Fendt, and then you've got the Pro baler. The standard version is 85,000. That can have the option of having a trailer hitch, so you can just run that with the Pro stacker, the baler stacker, but you don't have to have the windrower on the front if you don't want to. So if you've already done your grass and cut it and you've got something that's already windrowed it, you don't necessarily need a windrower on the front of this if you don't want to, so you can save yourself a bit of money on the baler. However, if you want the Pro version, you can get it with the windrower on the front as well. We can change the main colour on the Fendt to an old green or a black, rim colour, black or grey. Then we've got the option of Michelin or Trelleborg. Nothing within those, then trailer hitch yes or no. If you want to run that 4 bale stacker behind it, you need to have the trailer hitch on that, otherwise it won't attach. Kind of makes sense, really. Then we've got the Challenger standard version, we've got the Pro baler version. Each of these come with a few different colour options, as you can see, and then the same thing, Trelleborg and Michelin, and trailer attacher yes or no. Then we've got the Massey Ferguson version, standard or Pro. These are 10 slots each, by the way, so the actual stacker is 8 slots, the balers are 10 slots each. And then we've got the New Holland version, the standard or the Pro version with the windrower. There are various different colour options depending on which one you go for. Oh, that's very fancy. The Massey Ferguson, I don't know. Yeah, it's just red or black on the Massey. So it's really, the Challenger doesn't have, it's just rim, isn't it? Whereas the others do have colour options on the actual baler themselves. So that's the baler. These all do 4,000 litre bales as well. These aren't 6s or 7.5s or adjustable or anything like that. 4,000 litre bales. Now if we go one more on, we've got the Quadro Pro baler, which is 35 grand. 8 on the slot count drops down to 1. We can change the rim colour, technically on that palette. So we've got some mattes and standards, red, if you've gone for the Fendt, if you want to. Then the main colour, we've got the greens for the fence. We've got some Challenger colours, Massey colours, and New Holland colours, depending on what you want to go for to mix and match or colour coordinate. It's up to you. So let's use this. Why not? So we'll hook that up. Then we're going to hook that up. Nice tight turn with the trike, very handy. Now this is just me, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be done this way around, but I'm on the the Pro Baler, the Quadro at the moment, so I want to unfold that first. I say that because it just makes more sense to unfold that, which puts that ramp down with the rollers, and then that one goes on top of it, so the bales roll off of that one onto that one. I'm not sure it will work the other way around, potentially. Let's just double check. We go to the baler and unfold baler. It probably will, they probably don't touch actually, but let's just check. No, one goes under the other. It doesn't really matter which order you do that in then. I just thought you would have to do it that way. So that's unfolded. Now we go back to the baler on the front, and because we've got the windrower on this, L1 and right stick up and down. So pull down on the stick, unfolds it, swings it all out, like so. And we turn it on, drop the whole lot down, so the pickup should be like that. Drop the whole lot down, so pickup and windrower is dropped. And off we go, collecting our grass, 14 metres, windrowing, baling, into the baler. The baler will then take them off the back of there, onto the Pro Baler stacker. So it's like on the turn. Sometimes when you turn tightly, these balers and things miss things. Because you've got the windrow on there, seems to be working absolutely perfectly. What a construction. That's the third, and the fourth is nearly there. There we go. That's our 4. Turn that off for a moment. Swing it round. Obviously I'm just swinging it around so you can see it in the light a little bit better. Obviously you wouldn't, you would do this in the field. So from there, what I will do is unload baler, L1 and triangle. No, I was on the wrong one, sorry. Unload bales is what you want to do. Then unload here, then it drops onto the ground. You drive forward away from it, but you need to close the back because the back gate on that is open, as you can see. So what I need to do is close the back, L1 and triangle again, does that and that, there we go. And we're good to go again. First one's on. And when you come around your whole field, and you've got all your stacks of 4 around the field, like I say, you can then come along with a trailer if you've got a V-grab or all the various different so I keep saying V-grab, it's the one I've been using a lot lately from the straw harvest add-on. It works really well, I just really like it. And then load them onto your trailers, or you can actually have them in 4s and go around with an auto load trailer. It doesn't matter, whichever way you really want to do it. But that is a cracking bit of kit. Like I said earlier, not only did I get what I was hoping for, we got so much more. The Quadro Pro Baler Pack by Blacksheep Modding. So I'm going to do it properly this time. So, unload bales here, move forward, close gate, where we go. That's how you're supposed to do it. Awesome. Now, you don't have to, if you don't want to, you don't have to have the stacker on the back. You can just run this. So you've got your windrower and baler all in one. So you can absolutely do that if you want to. There's nothing that says you can't. I'm sure people will find all sorts of inventive ways to use this. With the rear trailer hitch on there, would it be possible to hook up a bale wrapper? I don't know for square bales how that would work. But it might be, you might be able to hook up an auto load trailer onto the back of that. There are a few different ones with pin hitches and stuff, so you might be able to just come off the back of that and auto load directly onto an auto load trailer rather than stacking them. It does give you a whole load of different options to try out things to have a look at which might work. But that's it for the mods for today. There is a new map out today, Old Kiwi Farm by KZ64. Hopefully I will be doing a map tour on that later on, and like I said, depending on whether or not YouTube decides to process and render my videos, you may even see them both. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. If you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.